What's up guys, Sekapoko here, bringing you another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. This will be doing my multiple team compilation guide for Raid Cracker. If you guys have never seen a multiple team compilation guide from me before, what we do first is on the first night the Coliseum drops or the Raid drops, we're going to run as many teams we possibly can for this Raider Coliseum. And these are the first teams that we came up with within the first 3-4 hours of the Coliseum being out, as well as making the guide for the Coliseum, learning all the mechanics as well, and getting everything out for you guys. So of course, these are the best teams we come up with in the short time that we do have. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay guys, let's go ahead and go over Cracker as a unit. Cracker is going to be a cerebral and powerhouse unit that's going to have 4 combo hits and 3 sockets. At max stats, he's going to max out at 1,510 attack, and he's going to get an extra 150 attack on his limit break, putting him up to 1,660 attack at max limit. His captain ability is boosting attack of cerebral characters by 2.75 and their HP by 1.25, which as a whole is actually a really strong captain ability. So if you're looking for a very strong cerebral lead, this is actually one of the strongest free-to-play cerebral leads in the game. I think the only one that rivals this one would be Treasure Mode Sabo. Going into the special ability, it's called Honey Pretzel. It's going to start out at 26 turns, going down to probably 12 turns, I think. No, 12 or 11. 11 after limit break, probably. And the stage 2 is probably going to go down to 15 or 14. I think it's 14 when I saw it. And the stage 1 special is going to change all orbs into Dex orbs and make Dex orbs beneficial for all characters and cuts the HP of one enemy by 10% that will ignore damage negating abilities and barriers. So that part is really nice to have a really fast orb manipulate. And it's really good because it's a tiered special. So if you do get the special maxed out and you have a special rollback, you can actually use this special that will shuffle the orbs. Unfortunately, it does not shuffle block orbs, but it will still shuffle every orb except for block. The tier 2 special, however, it will shuffle block orbs as well as remove chain multiplier limit and then by 5 turns, change all orbs including block orbs and Dex orbs, and then change Dex orb beneficial, as well as do a 20% HP cut to all enemies, which is actually very strong. So that part is really nice. I think as a unit, Cracker is, as a sub, much stronger than Legend Blackbeard as a captain. And overall, I like Cracker. He's a great unit. There's no problems with him. He's extremely strong, and I definitely recommend farming him. He's definitely a must farm in my book. He does have 2 limit break sailor abilities, the first of which is going to be boost the attack of cerebral characters, and the second is boost the HP of Dex characters. Cracker is actually really difficult, so I'll see you guys in the teams, and hope you guys enjoy. Okay guys, we're going to be going over my free-to-play team for this, and to be honest, this team was actually a pretty easy team to run, so you should have an easy enough time going through all the content. The only 2 main stages that you're really going to struggle on are going to be stage 2 and stage 4. Once you get past those stages, it should be a lot easier to clear this content, but otherwise not too bad. On stage 1 here, if you do not on attack, these 2 little bug dudes in the front, the praying mantis guys, are going to blind you for 6 turns if on attack, so just make sure that you kill them before they attack you. Pretty common sense there. And the turtles, the grandfather turtles in here have 8 HP. The teenage turtles are going to have 5 HP, and the lobster, I think, has 11 or 12, or I think it's like 11 or 12. I don't know. But overall, that part's not too difficult. Going into the next stage, though, it's going to be a little bit more. On stage 2 here, we're going to have a crocodile, and the crocodile is going to be really annoying because on attack, the crocodile is going to make strength, dex, quick, badly matching for 15 turns. So is the little dude in the back. So the crocodile or the one that's not a crocodile, both of them basically. And the dugong on attack is going to enrage. But when he attacked me, he didn't enrage. If he's on a 1 turn, he doesn't enrage. I think it's on turn 3 he enrages, and I think that was actually a misnomer. But I haven't actually had him attack more than once, so who knows. One of the things you want to remember here is that you do not want to get blinded on the turn before going into this room, because the 2-turn perfect barrier that both of the crocodile and the lizard have is really annoying while blinded, so definitely do not take that blind going into that room. I died a couple times because of that. Stage 3 here, we're going to have birds and lions and apes, and the stage actually just ping-pongs between who you're going to get. what you want to do is kill the seahorses first and then go into the other units. The seahorses have 6 combo hit, but they don't have a ton of armor, so if you do have a high enough multiplier team like this one, it will just go ahead and kill them, so you don't have to worry about it too much. Now, if you do want to stall out on one turn here, you can get a turn here and it would actually be okay. And what was really interesting here is that I was trying to figure out if, like, which one would be the one that did the ore boost, and I think the only ones that don't do it are the ones in the middle and the back right, if they're the quick lines. The apes and the birds are the ones that do it. I think they do the ore boost. I'm not sure. It keeps changing, so I don't really know. Then on Cracker on stage 4, we're going to have the Biscuit Trooper, who's going to have about 933,000 HP and have about 600,000 attack. What you want to do here is you're going to want, with this team, I was trying to figure out what to do and how the order I wanted to attack in. And what was the problem was that I couldn't kill him with my with this special seal up. As a preemptive, this Cracker is going to be delay immune, poison immune, and then pop a 1-turn defense up barrier. Defense up. And he's also going to have that 300,000 hit HP barrier every single turn, which is really annoying. And the big thing here, which is extremely annoying, is that you can't use an attack boost to kill him, and you only have that 2-turn, one kind of special thing. So you can only use 1 special every single turn, which is really annoying. And then once that goes away, he also will silence your captains for 5 turns, which then goes down to 4 turns. So I mean, it's like 5. Okay, so the explanations for the boss after we go into the next room, after going for the overkill here, we're going to be popping our chain boost, we're going to be popping a Akainu special, as well as popping our Bellamy special in order to do enough damage to get the overkill to get in the next room. But once we get in the next room, we're going to have to deal with Cracker and 5 biscuits. Now, Cracker is going to have 5.4 million HP, and each of the Biscuit Troopers is going to have 400,000 HP each. They're going to have a 99-turn heal. For 120,000 every turn. They're going to do 1 turn of % damage reduction every single turn. They'll have 99 turns of defense up, 4 turns of immunity, 99 turn chain coefficient reduction at 50%, 99 turn tandem meat mismatching, and they also have other mechanics. Now, if you ever use a chain lock, there's an interrupt. When the chain interrupt will be a 15-turn orb seal, as well as a 99-turn enrage, which is really, really bad, and I don't recommend doing that ever. And every single turn, Cracker is going to resummon his Biscuit Troopers for 4, and it's really, really annoying. Also, you're also focus targeted on the middle center character every single turn, even when they resummon the Biscuit Troopers. So it's really annoying to get around that. So the #1 way that people are getting around that right now is by using wave clear type mechanics to get around it in order just to kill that and not have to worry about it. Now there are a couple of other ways of getting around it, but that is the most annoying part about this fight. Below 20%, he's just gonna kill you. So, I mean, don't get him below 20%, no big deal there. And he also has a 3-hit combo barrier, making a lot of V2 Dofi teams kind of annoying to use because of that combo hit barrier. What you'll see here is I actually mess up and pop my specials in the incorrect order, and then I get rid of my chain boost as well as my color affinity. So neither of those are really needed, but we still do the damage to kill him. The next team we're running today is going to be a Sanji and G4 team. And this team was kind of using the recommended units. And I was trying to play around like what the best team was to use. And if I should use this team, a different team, I wasn't sure. And obviously I don't have Sanji, so I can't like show off the best possible damage here. But I was really curious on what you could do. So going into this team's mechanics and what I'm doing here, I have the Sanji for type boost. I have the G4 Luffy also for wave clear, as well as trying to do some extra damage here. And then I have what's his name, Baron Tamago for full board orb manipulate. We got a lot of characters on here for a lot of different reasons. So and the big thing here is that I thought that the G4 would actually do enough to wave clear the entire stage here. It actually didn't do enough damage, but I think 2 G4s and an HP cut might do the trick. So I might be doing that. I might be popping like an HP cut for the whole room and then using a 2 G4 specials in order to clear the entire room. That actually might be the way to go in order to use a G4 team for a double G4 team. As far as the G4 Sanji team, the whole thought process was like, let's just try to switch targets and then kill the final guy, and hopefully that works. This is not really my favorite team, however, it is like one of the first teams I did to clear it. It was actually my first clear on this run. So Take that with a grain of salt when you're looking at this video and looking at my composition here. The main thought was that I was using the chopper in order to get rid of the the damage cap, and I used orb boost in order to get everything else done. The funny thing is I didn't actually have an orb boost, so like the 9-turn orb boost didn't really affect me negatively. It actually affected me positively because I didn't have an orb booster at all. So I just said, fuck it, that works out okay. So overall, the team's okay. I definitely wouldn't recommend this as a farming team, but it's definitely an okay team to run. Double G4 might be better. There might be other subs you might want to use instead. Just try it out. The next team of the day is going to be my farming team for the day, which is going to be a Lucy team with V2 Dofi sub. And I don't know if he's 100% replaceable. I mean, you could try a couple different ways of replacing him, but to be honest, I don't know who does enough damage to clear out all the ads. And V2 Dofi seemed like the easiest way for me. I really don't know. I don't know if you could replace him. You could try Rare Recruit Elizabeth, but I don't think you have the damage, even if you stalled out a billion turns. So I think this is the only way to do it with this particular setup. But the other 3 units are free to play, so it should be a relatively easy team to build if you do have those 2 units together. Big thing here is you want to pop Lucy on stage 3 in order to bring it into stage 4, and it allows you, as long as you have to hit 4 perfects, you can bring it in, and then you're gonna have V2 Akainu special to give you orbs on that. Sorry, not V2 Akainu. Raid Akainu to give you orbs there. What I have to do here is I have to hit 3 perfects and then a great, because I have a max limit broken and max candied Akainu. If you don't, it's okay. You can actually just switch it up and use hit a perfect there and then hit a perfect on the Lucy right afterward, and it should be fine. But since mine is max limit broken, that's what I had to do. Otherwise, you just pop the rest of your specials in the final room and you are done. The next team of the day we're going to do is going to be a Magellan team with Blackbeard friend captain. And of course, this does work with Magellan friend captain and Blackbeard captain, so you can interchange them. It's perfectly fine. For the required subs, I would say are probably Shirahoshi and Marco. Not 100% required, but probably the smart ones to bring. You don't need Treasure Mo Big Mom. You don't need Intok. You technically don't need Marco, but I would recommend bringing them. I would bring as many healers as you can. You can, but the thing is, there's the colors and typings of healers make it really difficult. So you could try bringing Marco as well as Mancherry. That might work out, and then try to bring in Jewelry Bonnie for the last one. I mean, that might also work out. Intok, again, I don't even use his special. He's here literally because I did a slasher to fit the requirements. There are a ton of replacements here, so definitely if you want to utilize those replacements, perfectly fine. You can just bring whoever you'd like for the subs. Now, the big thing with the 6+ Magellan, which I thought was really funny on this Cracker Raid, was that I was actually able to hit the damage requirement needed in order to get the poison off on stage 4, which is super funny. And that poison tick was actually helping me kill the Cracker. And the really funny thing is, even though he's toxic immune, he's not poison immune. So if you did want to try to just kill him with the poison, that would be perfectly fine, and it actually might help you clear that stage a lot easier. Super funny that Magellan, a 6+ is actually very helpful for a stage like this with high defense and not a lot of other options. So very, very funny character to bring. One thing to note here is, and this is kind of an interesting thing, Cracker, I think below 50% has another mechanic, and I only saw it this one time, so not really sure if it was turn-based. Not really sure what it was, but it only happened once. So he hit me for a 30,000 or so hit, just randomly below 50%. And I don't know if that was like specific to his HP, and I really don't know what's going on with that mechanic, but it only happened on this set of content. So I really don't know, but otherwise the team was really easy and it just rolled through it. The next team of the day is one of the more requested teams. It's going to be a Luffy Ace Team. And this Luffy Ace Team was a pretty simple team to consider, but one of the biggest problems, of course, with Luffy Ace Teams before Bobbin came out was they couldn't get rid of percent damage reduction. And now with Bobbin, they actually can, and they can do it on a Free Spirit team. Unfortunately, there are no replacements for Bobbin that are Free Spirit. However, there are replacements for Bobbin, but what you would probably want to bring is a character that is not really a Free Spirit character, but a high combo hit unit, and also removes percent damage reduction. And the only one that comes to mind that does that is going to be Strength Treble, to be honest. So the only thing that I could think of for a character that has a high enough combo hits to do that would be Strength Treble. And the reason you want a character with high combo hits is because you want to bring that character on stage 3 to do combo hit attack on the sea lines, and then you could go into the final room doing enough damage there. Otherwise, it doesn't need to be a Free Spirit character, and you don't need his damage. So that's perfectly fine. Seeing how he is a quick unit here. So whatever you want to bring for that other unit, my personal recommendation is Treble, but if you have another idea, go for it. Otherwise, what I did here on the Cracker was I actually wasn't really sure about my damage on stage 4, so I ended up stalling extra turns and taking the silence and then going in. I'm pretty sure you could just kill him if you pop the Luffy Ace Orb Boost right away and then go into the final room and do the same thing, but I was a little bit hesitant, and I ended up doing more damage than I thought, and it actually ended up working out fine. The main thing here when you're doing damage on Cracker is you want to make sure you're switching targets and getting Cracker and getting your rotation right so you can kill Cracker. But otherwise, the team's not too difficult because you do have the damage reduction from Marco, and you're fine. The next team of the day is everybody's favorite team to never fucking run ever, is the double Enel team. And this team, people were asking me for replacements, and I said, fuck off. Because this team is so cancer to run, but it actually did it. And the funny thing is that what you're doing here is that you can actually stall out in the early stages. Probably be a lot faster if you stall out in the early stages for meat orbs and heal up earlier. I thought it would be faster to not do that, but I ended up taking like 2-3 minutes longer because I didn't do that. So definitely stall out in earlier stages for healing as much as you can so you get enough meat orbs. But I thought it would be faster the other way, but it wasn't. No real replacements on this team except for the Mihawk. You can replace for another HP card if you want. I recommend to not bring Whitebeard. Do not bring Whitebeard, because if you bring Whitebeard, your Coliseum Kid version 2 special is actually going to kill the boss, and that's not what you want. What you want is him to not kill it. So what you're going to do here on stage 4 is you're going to make sure to pop Coliseum Kid one time, and then it's going to kill the boss. It's going to get the boss super low. And then on the turn with the percent damage reduction, you're going to pop the Law special. It's going to then do extra damage on that turn. That's when you get your real damage on. And that's going to almost kill the boss, but not quite kill the boss. And the nice thing about this team is that you can see it is super, super, super low with max candies. If you don't have max candies, then it's way easier. You don't have to fuck around with it as much. But it's with max candies, this is what you got. Otherwise, you're just going to be stalling out for meat orbs, getting as much healing as you can. Once you have enough healing, you probably need about 125,000 or so once you're about ready to leave the Cracker Room. And then you're going to pop your Shirahoshi special, then pop your version 2 time skip kid special on the turn with the defense up, not the turn with the damage cap, and then go into the final room. You're going to pop your Law special, then you're going to pop your Mihawk special. Shirahoshi haven't popped it yet, then you pop both Enels, and you are... The next team of the day is going to be a V2 Akainu team per request, and we're going to be running this with Strength Treble to remove percent damage reduction. On the final stage. So if you want to bring in the Strength Chopper, that's fine as well. I decided to bring him the Treble because he was on a much shorter cooldown, and I think he has more attack in my account. I think. Then I have the the new Brook for color affinity. I don't believe there is another replacement for that unless you're going to be using the new Zeph, and then you have, in that case, you have to use the new, instead of the new treble, you have to use time skip chopper in order to get a fighter on your team to get fighter color affinity. So that is another way to get around that. I guess that would work as well. Then going into other units that I replace, Marco, I don't think you have a ton of replacements for because he is a chain booster as well as a strength unit. So that is a really, really nice unit to have on this team. And the only other strength chain booster that I know of is going to be Enel, and that requires a driven captain, so that doesn't really work on this team. So you could try using Chobro in this team if you'd like, and that would make more orbs matching, I guess, and then you get meetups right away. So it isn't a replacement you could use. I just don't know if you have the damage, but it might work. I have not tried it, though. So that is one way you could go. Overall, the team is actually really fast and safe and easy. I would say that there is a little bit of annoyance on the final stage when you're trying to switch targets onto the final boss and trying to figure out your rotation to do that. And you do have to hit perfects when you're switching targets, and that's probably the most annoying thing about this team. But otherwise, the team is a pretty fun team, pretty fast team, and pretty safe team. And I definitely would recommend using it if you're good at switching targets. And for the final team of the day, which is going to be my favorite team of the day, but not my favorite team to run, but my favorite team that I actually beat it with, but it was definitely not my favorite team to run because of how annoying it was to remember what to do everything is late at night. The team is going to be a Gear 4 and Franky team, and of course if you have Gear 4, it's great. If you do have Franky, it's great. It just gives you another hybrid team you can run with Franky or Gear 4, depending on what you have. And I don't know if this would work if you try doing it by itself with double Gear 4. So you could try, but I don't know if it would work. The wave clear you get from Gear 4 is pretty sizable, but I really don't know if that would be enough to do this. So up to you if you want to give it a try. I have no idea if it'll work. Overall, the team is extremely strong. Definitely does more than enough damage to clear, and you don't even need the Whitebeard HP cut to kill the final boss. It's 100% not necessary. What is necessary is that Whitebeard is a striker. That is the necessary part, and the TS Nami, or the new Nami, is actually really necessary for the orb boost and color affinity to do enough damage here. So definitely a very fun team to run with those two legends. So overall with this team, the gimmick is I tried doing damage on stage 4 to kill the Cracker in a fast fashion, but I wasn't able to get enough damage because I was off by like a really, really small margin. But if you do have a max limit broken Max Candy to Akainu and a max limit broken TS Chopper as well as Max Candy TS Chopper, you can do this a little bit faster, but not so much faster that it's gonna change the tide. So it might work, it might not. You never know. Basically, on stage 4, you'll be popping the Akainu special as well as changing to a Gear 4. You're not going to pop the Gear 4 special. You're going to just go into the Gear 4 mode. And for this final part, all you got to do is make sure you pop the attack in the right order. I don't know if Nami is 100% necessary after seeing the damage. Definitely a really, really good unit. Whitebeard is replaceable 100%. Just make sure you're bringing a striker with some kind of other class ability that Nami can boost, and you're perfectly fine. But otherwise, the team does massive amounts of damage, and you're done. Alright guys, my name is Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you smack the like button down below, as well as the subscribe button down below so we get lots of support on the channel, and of course, keep the channel growing. If you guys do want to get notifications on all my videos, make sure you hit the bell notification right next to it so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Peace.